Liftoff and the clock has started.
Penis!
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hey guys, welcome to the second season, first episode of Brutal Brunch.
Brunch.
This is one of your hosts, Tripp, and this is Mark Jones.
Sometimes.
When he wants to be, because that's the artist inside of him, is just saying that shit.
Mm-hmm. I could be formally known as Mark Jones at some point.
I mean, if you ever want to change it legally or just in the streets, you let me know.
In the streets.
We'll Mark Twain it and get you a pen pal name.
Do I look like Mark Twain?
I'm related to him.
Oh.
I don't know why I didn't get his gift of English. But anywho, coming for the first episode of Brutal Brunch for this season, we want to thank everybody out there. We have over 8 countries right now: Philippines, Ireland, Belgium, Norway, Canada.
Still waiting for my chocolates, Belgium.
Jesus Christ, they're never going to listen to us again.
They do every time.
We want to thank you guys so much. We're almost at 600 unique downloads already, all across the country and the United States. We just want to thank everybody so much for supporting us this last season. It means the world to us. And we're actually, Mark and I were talking today. Ran into the microphone. We are going to have merch up soon.
Hopefully
we'll have merch up soon.
We're talking about beanies and stickers.
If you guys want anything else that you guys would love to buy, just please let us know.
Dildos, butt plugs, whatever.
We can't afford those right now, man.
Yet.
Yes.
We could crowdfund them.
If you guys throw us some money, go into Patreon and throw us some money.
And then you could crowdfund yourself an Mart dildo.
There you go.
It'll be all the buzz.
Jesus Christ. Be wet with anticipation.
That was so.
Anywho, so this episode of Brutal Brunch, we're going to kind of go back and rethink about the last season. Recollect. Retrospect. Fuck me. We're going to retrospect back a little bit about the past season, what we liked about it, things we're probably going to do different. We're probably not going to talk about cicadas as much.
Oh, sir, we will.
Okay, crossing that off my list.
We'll brood about it even.
Oh my God. Okay. Anywho, first episode. I hope everyone that actually was on one of all these podcasts is listening to this right now, so we can kind of go back and talk some mad shit. Just kidding. We love you. Just kidding. We love you so much. Whispers.
Just kidding.
Anyway, first one, Madison. That was actually one of my favorite ones because we just knocked out of the park with a burlesque dancer.
Right. Somehow that was still our most popular.
It's still
as far as download wise, but not.
Yeah. It's that episode by itself has over 100 and something.
Yeah, I know as
Just
far as
one.
fan favorite, that's a different one, but we'll get there when we get there. But Madison was by far the most popular view-wise.
Which is interesting for you guys, I hope, thinking about it. But we had a great time talking about it because I don't think any of us knew anything about burlesque whatsoever before that happened.
And you would have thought that episode wouldn't have been a drag.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You're welcome.
All right. Sorry, viewers. That was a dog. Dog farted. Anywho, but I thought it was really cool about the burlesque, about everything that they had to do to get ready. There's just so much to the art of it.
That was also the one that had the worst audio quality.
Okay, yeah, maybe we should go back and speak about that. So, even before our first episode that we ever had, we did our first episode on Clubhouse, and all of us were.
We didn't even record it. It was that bad.
Yeah, we didn't save it at all. We did it. You have to do it live in Clubhouse, but we never saved it. Did anything with it. But we were all sitting in different corners of my apartment,
doing it on our phones,
trying to not get feedback.
Yeah.
Whatsoever, and then we finally got most of my music equipment out. Finally got an IO that worked.
That was our issue, is we were short a piece of equipment at that point.
Yeah, we didn't have an IO at all that worked. Mm. We had two $2,000 IOs that just sitting on the desk right now, not doing anything.
They're still there.
They haven't moved. Whispers.
No, you should just pawn them and get us a camera. If they don't work.
I mean, they work. It's just don't
work for us.
This one I could sell, the Firebird Onyx. If you guys want to give me a good price, hit your man up.
Or trade us for a decent camera.
We'll take either.
Yeah,
we'll take either.
Or both if you want to give money and a camera.
I mean, donations are always accepted at this.
We'll
place.
give you a handshake.
And listen, I know Nathan and Nathaniel are listening to this right now. So
we'll even make up a secret handshake.
We'll even let Nathan and Nathaniel give you guys hand jobs.
It seems like a lot of work.
For them, not for us.
It's true.
But anywho, yeah, we were really downgraded with equipment. We had no idea what was really going on. I did music my entire life for production, so I never did a talk show. So it was kind of new. The first episode, like you're right, was terrible with sound quality.
Oh yeah, it was horrendous. Like it sounded like we were trying to make a black metal album in the late '80s in someone's garage.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's either that or like public radio for like colleges.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't have the nice, soft, soothing voices that like are saying a bunch of words that mean nothing.
Welcome to Cloud 9. No.
Yeah, that's the voice. Stop it.
That's the voice.
Don't ever do it again.
The voice of seduction.
Is it?
I don't know, but
I now have an innie, not an outie, so it's doing the opposite for you.
I'm so confused. But let's talk about our second episode.
Second episode. That was Demi.
That was awesome. I really thought she was going to make us drinks that day.
Yeah, well, we didn't prepare very well, so we didn't have time to do all that.
No, we didn't. We're honestly, guys, we are still learning as we're going on with this. And the people that are listening to this right now and that have been with us since the beginning, you're seeing the evolution of a podcast happening. Literally.
Evolution. We just proved that evolution exists.
Charles Darwin can suck our peens.
No, Darwin was the evolution guy.
Everyone else can suck our peens.
That's better. We're not creationists.
No, but you've been watching what Demi's been doing on her Instagram and stuff, right? Like that really is an art.
It is, and she's in Puerto Rico right now for Day of the Dead.
Lucky,
right? I think it's Puerto Rico, somewhere down there for Day of the Dead, South America somewhere.
Well, I know Mexico has it really big. That's a huge culture up there. I actually listened to a little bit of podcast about Dia de Muertos this past week. Mm-hmm. It's kind of cool. It has nothing to do with Halloween, though.
Was it a dead podcast?
You know what, Mark? God damn it.
I will not stop.
God damn it, Bobby.
You challenged me on the last Brutal Brunch, and I won.
You're the undisputed champ.
It was 2-1.
I know.
2 girls, 1 pun.
Then what was our third episode of podcast?
Oh, third. That was Jess, I believe, who came back for a second appearance.
As a guest, as a guest host.
Yeah.
Bear with us, listeners. I'm looking up the episodes because we're never sober for this.
Well, I'm sober. It takes a lot for me to get anywhere drunk.
Well, the Uber's just bad.
Yes. I mean, being as it was Halloween weekend, Ubers were very bad this weekend.
Yeah, it was Jess. It was Jess and her amazing.
Yeah, see?
If you guys go back and listen to the episode, make sure you go follow her shit on Instagram and Facebook or whatnot because she did a really cool thing with a pot the other day.
Which one, the hanging one?
Yeah, the clay or the clay pot or whatever she painted on.
Oh yeah, well she's been doing that for a bit, but now she's starting to make like macrame hangers for the pots too now.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. She was showing me last night.
Well, how about since you know a little bit more about her, how about you tell a little bit about what the podcast and what she does what she's doing right now too.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
On the spot, bitch.
On the spot. Okay, so basically, she has evolved her art into making planters at the moment because that's what she was feeling her vibe was, and she's actually hitting it off pretty well with that. I was just hanging out with her last night, and she was showing me some of her new pots and was very excited about it.
Well, honestly, I love her art. She's just so colorful and poppy and creative. I mean, I would never think of going buying pots and making stuff like that. They're just like handmade.
Right. So speaking of handmade, like one of these days, I want to get into finding a wood shop I can play around in, and I want to make a coffin coffee table that opens in the center, like almost like a barn door kind of thing,
French
like
doors?
on the
French doors?
yeah, where they like have the cut down the middle of it and they flip open like a Lamborghini, kind of. You see what I'm going
we getting
for?
fancy up in this podcast.
I always get fancy. And then I want to do it in black, and then I want to gold inlay the entire inside with gold leaf. I'll make that thing pop.
Oh, I love it. So this is kind of funny you're saying this right now because the fourth episode was you.
Oh, shit.
It was you, remember?
Who's that? I don't know that guy.
Who there?
Well, to plug myself, at markjones.art on Instagram.
Go buy his art because it's awesome.
If you want to follow my journey. And that's what it is. I've been less active lately because I've been working my ass off and doing some weird podcast.
I know. I hate those guys so much.
Right? It's just 4 white guys doing a podcast.
And one very black dog in this room, another black dog in the other
true.
bedroom.
That's true.
We have some represent. I'm just kidding.
Oh boy. But anyway, yeah, back to me. So yeah, that was a fun one because I got to explain that I don't draw aliens. I manipulate anatomy because apparently everyone thinks I draw aliens, and that's not what I do.
Well, no, you do something far deeper than that.
Yeah, mine falls in more surrealism.
Yeah, 100%. And that's actually kind of going into the 5th episode here. So this is probably a great time to explain to you guys the difference between Art, Mart, and Brutal Brunch.
Yes.
Right? So we're about to talk about the first episode of Brutal Brunch that Mark and I ever did together. And we loved doing this podcast literally so much that we decided to do another episode of it, but we didn't want it to just be Art Mart because it's weekend.
We wanted to make it more freeform.
Yeah, more freeform. Like what we do is like typically we'll have everyone bring one thing, like either booze, eggs, bacon, something, and then we all just cook together after the podcast and kind of drink or whatnot, and then kind of turn into life its own. We never stopped doing it.
Right? We didn't even know if it would take off to more than one episode or if it'd just be like a one-off special because we were bored that morning.
Yeah, and next thing you know, we're doing it every fucking week. Mm-hmm. I don't see. I like when we do the Brutal Brunches like a tiny bit more than just our normal ones because when the guests come, it just feels so much more like not heavy.
Not heavy. Does it ever feel heavy?
Okay.
Is that a fat joke?
Okay, Linkin Park.
Are we talking about my podcast again?
No, I'm talking about Linkin Park, that heavy song. I don't like my mind right now.
There's no such thing as a heavy song by Linkin Park.
There's a song called Heavy.
Well, it's not heavy enough.
God, you fucking shitbag. Well, okay, so yeah, that's the difference between Art Mart and Brutal Brunches. Art Mart itself on Wednesdays when we film it is a little more structured and whatnot, a little more educational, and then Brutal Brunch is just more of a shit show.
We're great at shit shows. Like,
No, we're good at it.
oh yeah, because with Brutal Brunch, I don't think we ever know what we're talking about until we turn on the mics.
Typically, we try to have like a topic of interest, but it just kind of goes off its own kind of rails,
Yeah,
whatnot.
like a train
Choo choo.
getting derailed.
Do 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 do. Oh, tell you in hell. I was trying to do the Crazy Train song, and I can't sing.
That none of that was anywhere close to
That was
that
Bark
song.
in the Moon, I think.
Yeah, that wasn't even the
That was
right
Bark in
song.
the Moon, wasn't it?
Yeah, not even the right song.
R.I.P. Randy Rhoads. Anyway,
Not even the same artist.
you
were nowhere near.
This both Ozzy Osbourne,
Were they?
Crazy Train, and Bark in the Moon.
Oh, well, I don't pay attention to shit metal, so.
Oh my God,
You see that gate over there? I'm keeping it.
Jeez. That's mine now.
Yeah, because that's gatekeeping at its finest.
And then our 6th episode with Sam Hauser was a good one too.
Which somehow, well, not somehow, I can see why, but it's turned into our fan favorite.
That's a fan favorite right now?
Yeah, that's the one that everybody tells me they've loved the most.
Well, we need to go back and listen to it again and see
see
what
what
we
we
did so
did.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to her. Her and I are supposed to do some painting together after the new year at some point when our schedules calm down. So that'll be fun.
Well, I think it's kind of cool. Like a lot of these people that we had podcasts with, we're still friends with.
Right?
We still hang out with Jess and whatnot. You're hanging out with Sam. I still hang out with Calculations of. Like, it's kind of cool. We're building like a little small community, and everyone out there that's not in Denver, if you're in town in Denver, whatnot, want to go maybe grab a drink with us or something like that, or hit us up on social media.
We could even do like an on the spot podcast and do like a fun Q&A session. We were talking about doing that today.
If there's
not doing that
Yeah.
today, but a future plan of that being a thing to do in the future that we talked about today.
If you have an event space or a bar, restaurant, an art gallery, anything like that in Denver that you would love to have us, and we'd love to help promote you guys, please
Shout
hit
out
us
to
up.
Meow Wolf if you want to get a hold of us. We would love to do one there.
We will say meow 100 times in an episode if you guys let us do a podcast there.
We're gonna go Super Troopers on this.
Why not meow?
Okay, I can do it right, meow.
I was about to say that.
There you go.
But
We're letting the cat out of the bag.
yeah, going on to our 7th episode, we interviewed me.
Who's you?
Use me. Eyes you.
Who's you?
Yeah, we learned a little bit about my music production history and how bad I am at drawing stick figures.
And we got to listen to your fun emo song.
It's not. It's like punkish.
It totally sounds like fucking Goldfinger or some shit from like 2001. Totally.
Okay, I like Goldfinger, but it does not sound like Gold. It sounds like Blink-182.
I mean, a little. There's definitely a band that I am thinking of that it sounds exactly like, but I cannot remember who it is. So if any of you guys want to help me out by naming shitty Christian emo bands from the early 2000s, maybe it'll spark what the band it is I'm thinking of.
Yeah, follow us on like Instagram and stuff and start talking shit.
That's what we do best. I will talk shit right back to you.
Yeah, follow our Discord. We got Discord now. Make sure you get on there so you can like talk to us during live shows. We'll start posting about where the links are to that. I think it's what, $5 a month to be a part of that.
Yeah, and you get access to us.
Yeah, live. You can talk to us literally live.
Yeah, through a chat.
Real time, bitch.
With texts.
Are we having Nathan control that while we're doing the podcast?
I have no idea.
Are we gonna pass the computer around and what do you think we should do for that?
I don't know. Well, we need to set up a Twitch. Like that should be a thing we should do. So that way we could. So if there's any interest in us like doing board game nights and shooting the shit, and you guys being entertained by us not being on script whatsoever, and just recording how we actually are, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Like, start getting involved with this, man. We're starting a community. We want you guys to be a part of it, and staying up to be a part, and then moving on to that, being part of it. Our 8th episode, we talked about a little art basil. Remember?
Oh yeah, and it's basil.
Basil.
Basil. It's not a fucking herb.
You're an herb.
I'm not an herb.
You're time. You look like Father Time, like a plant, Father Time.
I just need to get some sage to cleanse you. Yeah. Shout out to all our witchy listeners if you're there. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know sage is involved.
Always.
And moon phases and crystals in your bras.
You know, all that earth shit.
Yeah.
Anywho, going on, we had Liz Cohen do ceramics on episode 9. That was kind of cool. I am definitely not good with that kind of stuff. So you really flourished with that one.
Yeah.
Talking about it because I'm not.
That episode
you
really
do a little bit of that kind of
pot.
stuff, right? I mean, like we went to the art store and got some kind of sculpture.
Oh yeah.
You do some kind of. It's not, I know it's not like ceramics itself, but it's.
Not remember what I was talking about at this point.
Well, yeah, we went to that art store together. Remember?
Oh yeah. We went to that one that it's like right down the street, kind of.
Sponsor us.
Any of you art stores.
Sponsor us. We will shout your name out. We will scream it. I mean,
give me art supplies. I'll make stuff with it.
I will literally staple your name to my butt cheeks and put it online if you want.
He probably would.
100%. I was that kid. I was like little that kid in high school who would staple himself for money.
Ow.
Yeah, like I got sent to like the nurse one day for doing it, and she was like, "Why are you doing this?" I was like, "I'm making $5 a pop." She's like, "Well, don't stop." I was like, the nurse was saying that. I was like, "I got a good hustle, man."
Right. So, what was our next one? If it's a brutal brunch, I probably wasn't involved because I'm not around for most of those. Because
so this was Christina Delholio was brutal brunch for that day. We talked about sculptures or paintings. She was the international one. That was like kind of interesting. She was I think in Manhattan and France and Spain. She's like literally was like everywhere.
That is what international means.
All right, dickwad.
And
then we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the next person, which was TK.
Oh, I know that guy.
He was a fun one to have on. So a little backstory: like we've known him since quarantine happened. Like that's how we all got together was quarantine and all us doing music and art and drinking on video chats
and playing the mouth harp. As a shout out to TK, if you're listening, T, still waiting on that mouth harp.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Still waiting.
Always waiting. And
then after T. I am trying to think who the next one was. Do you remember?
Yeah, so the next one was Calculations Of. That was an awesome one.
Also another one I wasn't involved in. That's why.
Well, what's funny was he thought he was running late, but then he realized he lived 2 blocks away. So he got here like an hour early thinking he was late.
So for someone being named Calculations Of, was a big miscalculation.
Okay, I'm going to give you that one. That was really good.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening calculations of, but it was really fun. So he got here like an hour early, and we were just like talking about music and production and whatnot, and we got demolished. Like before the podcast, before everyone came up, and like Nathaniel was like, "Are you guys all right?" We're like, got it.
Oh boy. So you sounded like Donald Duck. That was a horrible interpretation. So speaking of horrible interpretations, you remember that one time we went to Milk after the podcast and you got grabbed?
Yes, I remember. That's why I walked home. I was walking home after the bar. Like I just like walked out of.
You had like your tail between your legs. You're like, I'm leaving. Someone just grabbed my dick.
Well, yeah, and then like as I was walking home, I was like super embarrassed about it, and I was literally so drunk from vodka Red Bulls that I was like going like this in the. I'm making a swing with my hands right now. It was like fucking a bowling pin, like getting home, and I was like, please don't be a cop. Please don't be a cop. Like I walked in the building, and the lady was like, "You're right." I was like, "No, great." As I'm like holding my penis still.
I wonder if their name was Cotton because you remember the touch and feel so much.
All right, you know what? You know what?
Fabric of your life.
You know what? One day, your pubes will be on fire for some reason.
I'm half redhead. They're already there.
Jeez, I can't even make fun of you.
No, you can't.
All right, and then our
I can self-deprecate harder than you can.
Our 11th episode was Laura Jade.
Was that the? Oh, that was the one that I couldn't make it to.
Yeah, you weren't there. She's at the pop-up psychedelic art.
Yeah, that was the one I couldn't be at because I had personal stuff going on that day.
Yeah. Well, shout out to her though. Honestly, it was a really great podcast. She's got a great personality. If you guys, you know what, we'll check out some psychedelic pop-up art. Check out Laura Jade. We honestly had a good time just talking about art, hanging out. We even hung out a few hours afterwards. You know, guys, what's really cool about even these podcasts with all these like artists and stuff that we started connecting with. Going out with them for a little bit, getting to know them even better, and then, like I said before, a lot of us are still friends. We still hang out all the time. Like, it's just kind of cool that like I said, like creating this community, and we love that you guys are a part of this community. You know, because we're trying to build something here, and we're accomplishing a little bit of it already.
Somewhat, we're getting places. I mean, you know what they say: a watch pot never gets a lot of views in the beginning.
Okay, that was stupid as shit.
Don't talk about me like that because it's true.
Well, then we had Ariel Michelle for Brutal Brunch the next time, which is kind of cool. She's a local musician who's trying to make it work. She's a hustler. She owns her own business. Like, she's killing it. Got a cool little like, what's like, she's like a little like farm or something like that. If I remember correctly.
I have no idea. I wasn't there for that.
Well, then listen to the podcast after they're done.
I can't stand my own voice.
Okay, me too. Like when I edit it, like I hate hearing my voice.
Right. So I mean, if I ever put on the podcast that help us a little bit, I will mute it and listen to it with the sound off.
Well, fair enough. But she was really cool. She's a local musician. If you guys see anything for Ariel Michelle, make sure you go out and watch her music because she is fucking incredible. She has like almost like a little, it's like 80s-ish to her, a little bit. I don't know. Like it's kind of cool. So make sure you guys go check her out when you're in Denton Town. We had a great time doing that. Then on to our next one with our AV guy, Nathan Smith.
Nathan, shout out to you. Nathan, you want to say something? Oh, sorry, he's not here today.
He's tied up in the back right now.
Oh.
He's been bad.
Oh, no.
Shut up, Nathan. He's eternally tied and chained to our AV process so he gets to work because he keeps on going off and thinking about other things like race cars and radios.
What? That sounds like an Angels and Airwaves album.
It literally does. It literally sounds like that.
Yeah.
In radios.
Yeah.
It's like all magic and shit and then fucking. But it's cool getting to know we think it's cool like, for you guys get to know us a little bit. We're all getting through this because this is a community. We want you guys to know us and who you're listening to. We could be serial killers. You never know.
Or not.
Oh, see?
Oh, wait, hold on. Or maybe we are, so we're not, that way we could get all the white girls to listen. So, yeah, we're serial killers.
Next on Art Mart Murder Mystery.
Oh, boy. Hey, that's an idea.
Honestly, you know, it'd be cool if we did like a murder mystery like in here.
Yeah.
And we like recorded it as we're doing the murder mystery.
Yeah.
Because but so like I'm gonna touch on this a little bit later for one of our recaps. But I was in Lake Powell for a week. That's why we didn't do a podcast during that. We took a week off in between seasons, and we did a murder mystery on the boat. Like
How mysterious.
Yeah, literally. It was actually kind of cool. Like it was like a 75-foot houseboat. Like
Hold on, I bet I can tell you what the end of the murder mystery was. It turned out to be a bunch of crows. Because it was murder.
okay, okay, that's okay. I like that. But honestly,
That's why 2 crows are an attempted murder.
Well, I didn't even finish the game because my guy's character.
Shit. Fuck you, Tripp. I just lost the game.
What game?
The game.
Oh, I just thought about it.
Yeah. So all you listeners, you now just lost the game.
But no, I didn't even finish it because my character's name was Art Deco, and he was an architect, and I thought it was a really cheesy name, Art Deco, like, you know. And I just went downstairs in the houseboat and smoked some marijuanas.
That sounds like the best thing for you to do in that case.
It literally was like, just get high and go to sleep.
Yeah. Coming up with names like that.
It was like in the set, like my character's name was Art Deco from like that. It was the actual like murder mystery set that Tori brought on.
Oh boy. Also, we should have Tori on here sometime.
No, I talked to her about it. She's got some stuff that she's got to do first before she can come on.
She says that every time.
Well, I know, and I tried to pressure her. I was like, let's just put a date together. She's like, oh no, I just do things on my own time. I'm like, I was like, you don't have to promote anything to come on here. You're an artist.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So I guess shout out to Tori for being an artist.
Yeah, hey Tori,
if you're listening,
get the fuck on this podcast.
On here,
get the fuck on this podcast.
You owe me a wine glass anyway. Remember?
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh.
And then we had our 5th episode of Brutal Brunch. Was like more of a free-form thing. I think we were all just drinking.
Was that the one where I showed up with Arnold Palmer's? Or was that the next one?
I'm going to literally read the description for this podcast.
Oh, no.
Actually, I remember this too. All right. Due to certain reasons, our guests and hosts couldn't make it to Brutal Brunch. So instead, check out a short rant by Tripp. It talks about how the word perfect has ruined the world.
Oh, that was the one before the Arnold Palmer's. I remember that because we talked about the word perfect again in that same week when we had Jess back on.
Well, no, that was the next one. So I went on. There was an episode like no one came to it, so I just did a rant myself.
Yeah, and then Jess was the guest one the
next
right
one.
after.
She was an art mart that next week.
That's what I was saying. So we kept the perfect rant going.
Yeah. So again, I know we're not going into extreme detail here, guys, but we don't want to tell you everything about what's going on in the episode, so you guys still have a chance to listen to it and get some ideas about.
And also, we don't want to make this podcast like 3 hours long.
No, because this will turn out to be like fucking 3 hour long podcast.
We do have time restraints. Unfortunately, we're not immortal. We need to sleep. Need to eat.
Oh, and then the next one. This is one of my favorite ones to film because I'm such a big like stand-up comic fan. Mm-hmm. We did a whole rant just on stand-up comedians. I think you were there for that one.
Yeah, that was the one with Jess, right?
No, that was the one afterwards, the Brutal Brunch.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about stand-up comedians like Dave Chappelle, the controversy going on with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah. And
then you know more about this because I wasn't there for this episode. And let me do a little backstory again. Like, so I was gone for a week, Lake Powell. Like, we've been doing this since July, literally nonstop. We all need a little bit of break. This is a perfect time to end season 1. We had 20 episodes in the tank all together with Art Mart and Brutal Brunch. I feel like Rick Sanchez right now. What? But I went to Lake Powell for a little week, and I was supposed to get back in time, but obviously with the way it goes with 14 people on a houseboat, nothing happens on time whatsoever. Checkout was late, everything was late, like getting out was late, and I didn't make it in time. And luckily, you and
me and Nathaniel and Jacob.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Jacob knew how to run the program you use because me and Nathaniel had no idea.
We were very lucky. But you want to tell us a little about that podcast since I wasn't there?
Yeah. Okay. So Jacob was on. Jacob Ferguson by name, and he is the vocalist to a deathcore band who just released a song working on releasing their EP. And me and him nerded out about metal most of the time. with Nathaniel looking clueless.
I would have loved to see his face.
It was
during
great.
That.
It was great. He had to keep pulling us off of our tangents because me and him were just.
I heard that shit. I was like,
holes.
okay, moving on.
Yeah, we would have taken it down metal rabbit holes for like 3 hours long had Nathaniel not been involved.
Well, guys, listen, we had such a good time filming this last season, and we can't wait to. It's going to happen later with everything. We got some cinematographers in the lineup. We got some tattoo artists lined up. Some other musicians. There's a lot more to come.
Potential drunken game nights, if you guys are interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, if you just like us talking and ranting,
Okay,
you're gonna love game nights.
here's how we'll gauge this. If you guys listen to our podcast, we'll do it anyway.
I like your style, kid.
Yeah, because that tells us you want to hear it. So if you don't want to hear it, don't listen to this podcast.
So
But too late now.
Listen. Now you have to listen to the future ones.
But too late now because you're already listening to this point. So.
Well, we're wrapping this. We're wrapping up the recap episode or the recap season
Because it's almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas.
Because we're wrapping it up.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway,
It's our gift to you, the viewers, listeners,
Yep.
scoundrels,
You done?
etc. No, I'm never done.
Anyway, you can find us on Amazon Music. You can find us on Audible, Spotify, Facebook. Our Facebook page actually has it streamed now too.
Ooh.
We have our Libsyn page. You can look it up to look us up. Also, we're on Trips 2 Cents if you want to look us up on a web player that way.
Also, our Patreon.
And yeah, check out Patreon too. Check out our Discord.
Soon to be Twitch. Hopefully.
Soon to be Twitch. And you
As
actually,
soon as we get proper video equipment to where we can actually stream correctly.
that's next in the line is starting doing video stuff. If you guys have any AV people in Denver that you guys know of, please hit us up because I've had some issues with interns and stuff. But make sure you guys are following us on anything that you listen to podcasts on, whether it's, like I said, Amazon, Audible, Spotify. Any little bit of support, any follow helps at all. You know, even go rate us on Facebook. Go check us out on our page. You know,
Share us. Blast us all over the place.
Start helping us build this community. We're gonna be a lot more involved with talking back to you guys, and we just appreciate everything from this point. And that's Mark and I signing out. Peace out.
Out.
Something like Austrian.
What?
Peace out.
Are you the governor now?
I am the governor.
I met him once.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so not piecing out quite yet. I'll tell this story real quick. So I was a kid. Went to visit some family in LA for some reason. And also being LA, I mean, famous people are fucking everywhere. But we were just walking down the street. And we went into this tiny little Mexican taco restaurant because you find those in California everywhere. And the governor was just chilling before he was governating. He was still just an action star at that point. But yeah.
Did you say hi to him?
I did. He shook my hand. I was like 12, maybe even 10, somewhere in there. I was a small, chubby little boy that is now grown up to be a chubby little man. But that's the story of me meeting Arnold. Don't even get me started on how I met Lil Jon, though.
We gotta save these stories for other podcasts.
Okay.
We gotta keep something.
Stay tuned for Lil Jon next time.
On Mark's short stories, part 2 coming
Right?
up.
Oh, that should be a thing.
Mark's short stories.
I have so many.
just really short stories of nothing.
Yeah, just like weird short stories that we do at the end.
Well, we guys really appreciate you guys being on a part of this family and this community and helping us grow, whatnot. Make sure you guys are telling your friends, family, dogs, cats, sisters, parrots, whatever.
Parrots?
They talk back, so they might be able to tell other people about us.
Parrots?
Okay, we're not piecing out quite yet. I got one more story. I got
that's
one
the
more
real
story.
macaw.
I got one last story. Okay, so for those actually listening to the end of this, you're about to get a funny ass story that happened with my uncle. He used to have 2 parrots.
Hold on. Should we talk about this? A story with your uncle?
It's funny.
Are you?
Yes, this was funny.
Is this like police funny?
Just listen. Let's listen. So we had 2 parrots, and my uncle cussed up a storm. And he was in the middle of a heated business debate with one of his customers. And right when they're both at their breaking point, the parrot said, "Fuck you!" And they both started laughing. And they saved the business deal. All because of a parrot said, "Fuck you."
Huh.
And we out!